Today we're going to react to ESPN talking about championship weekend, betting lines, backup quarterbacks, and how home field advantage and culture can completely change big games. There's a lot of hype here, a lot of
that we get a chance to chat about it, and we know that on this particular championship weekend eve that we only have 3 real football games left. We know we have the AFC championship game between the Broncos and the Patriots, and don't look now, line movement has happened. At one point, I believe it was 8.5, 7.5. I don't remember the max, but we have some movement on the line. Let's go to the Talks table at Boston Connor. Patriots favored by more earlier. Now, not as much. What does that mean to you? Do you think people are getting eyes on Jarrett Stidham? Do you think people are seeing photos of how cool this man looks and how great he was in high school as the king of Friday Night Lights down there in Texas, which is a state we know Sean Payton holds in very high regard, especially high school football, which I believe he coached whenever he was out of the game for a year or so way back in the day. So what Stidham was able to do under those lights, Sean Payton believes he'll be able to do underneath the championship lights for the Broncos, and it feels like the sports books are giving him a little bit more of a chance. Now, Con Man, what do you think this says, and why do you think this is?
I think the weather definitely plays a factor. You know, we've been talking about this winter storm all week, and you know, it is going to be, I think, 25-ish in Denver if we looked correctly. Who knows about snow? And then also just looking at it from, you know, a little zoomed out perspective. Denver's a great home field advantage. You know, Bo Nix is out, but all their Pro Bowl players, they're still playing. You know, I think maybe it was an overreaction at first, starting quarterbacks out, conference championship. This is terrible. And then when you look at it, you know, a little closer, hold on. Jarrett Stidham's been in the league for a long time. He kind of knows exactly what he's doing, and Sean Payton. You know, I think a lot of people have more faith in Sean Payton than they do in Jarrett Stidham, and think that they'll be able to figure it out.
It was 5.5. Now we're at 4.5. But at 5.5, there was 70+% of the bets as well. So this is a reverse line movement, I do believe. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Don Cowboys AP Tone. Congrats on the finalists of your guys' awards coming out.
Appreciate that.
As an Associated Press award voter at the end of the season, we appreciate your service to ball. We'll talk about that later. But reverse line movement, what does this say? What do you think it means?
So reverse line moves. So obviously the Patriots were at 5.5, and when they're getting 75% of the bets, you would think it would go from 5.5 to the Patriots maybe -6.5, because they want to get more money coming in on the Broncos. So if you're getting the Broncos at -6.5, then you would more people would get in on the Broncos. When it happens this way, where the money is on the Patriots and the line goes the other way, which is reverse line movement, like you said, that could be a couple of things. It could be a big bets coming in on a certain side, or the sportsbooks thinks, hey, let's keep getting some more money in here on the Patriots because we like the Broncos this week.
Oh, so you think this is a potential bait out of the sportsbook saying, you know what, 75%, huh? You guys really like them? How about this? We'll put them on sale right now. We'll give it even better.
Yeah, exactly.
-4.5. Come on in. Yeah. Give everything you like, because they know Jarrett Stidham, backup quarterback.
the line movements. Talk makes sense, but I think people overthink backup quarterbacks too much. Jarrett Stidham isn't a star, but he's not a rookie either. This feels less about him and more about trust in Sean Payton and Denver playing at home in bad weather.
For the Denver Broncos. First game, long time. This guy has to get beat by the Patriots, is what the natural thought is going to be. And the sportsbooks seemingly think that maybe Stidham is going to be able to keep it closer. They would like people to be over there.
So that's definitely how it used to work back in the day, like when it was humans making lines and they had their ratings and stuff like that. Now that it's all computer and probably AI and a lot of that, I don't know if it works the same way, but I'm sure there's still some people with their hands in it who say, like, hey, we still like the Broncos in this matchup at home as 5.5 or 4.5 point dogs now. Like, we can continue to take money in on the Patriots if we want.
75% of the bets on a championship game is crazy talk, obviously.
Yeah.
That is an insane thing, and being that big of a home dog in the championship round is crazy. And then let's go to the NFC one. Even more insanity as you look at the Rams taking on the Seahawks. 83% of the bets are on the Seahawks, favored by 2.5 at home. Do you think that's just just because we watched them demoralize the Niners last week from literally the opening kick all the way through?
Yep, normally how it goes. We just did this in the national championship where IU started around 80% and they got down to 70-some before the game. And that was strictly because people watched them blow out Bama and Oregon in those games. Even though Miami was a really good football team, they had to play closer games. But the public perception was like, hey, IU's a monster, IU's a wagon, let's go on them. Miami ends up covering that one. In this situation, Seattle has blown out their last game and also looked really good against the Niners in their end of the season, week 18. But the week before that, I believe it was the week before that, they needed that weird forward, backward, lateral, no whistle, whatever, 2-point conversion to beat the Rams. It's been a really, I mean, 2.5 isn't a huge spread, but no, I think this is a lot of recency bias.
The Seattle Seahawks put out a video of McDonald talking to the team in their first team meeting before OTAs. I want to take you somewhere, January. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be about 30 degrees. We're going to do this. Here it is. This is from the Seattle Seahawks. 21 months in the making. Stacked every opportunity to get here is what their caption was. And then they go to the first team meeting of the year.
All right, we got everybody. Man, this is pretty awesome, huh, guys? Let's go. This is awesome. We got a hell of a program ready for you guys. One of the things I want all you guys to feel going through this program is that we have a vision for you in this football feed. Here we go, fastball! But today, all right, I'm going to take you here now, so stay with me. I want us to just take a minute here and fast forward to January NFC Championship. It's 37 degrees, all right, it's wet, it's windy. All right, shitty for them, okay, but it's just right for us. We're loose, we're focused. All right, we're confident. We just spent the last 9 months stacking every opportunity that we had to put us in that position.
I got one question. Do y'all finish? This is when we send the message.
This Seahawks game feels like pure recency bias. People just watch the Seattle dominate, so everyone is jumping on them. The Rams have already played them close, and that matters. Betting percentage this high usually tell me the game will be tighter than people expect.
Team across from us in the other locker room, okay, they've seen the tape. They know what they're in for. 11 guys playing as one, every snap. They know that we're like that.
Fire to the end zone.
They know that they're facing a bunch of men that won't give up. They know they'll face a team that won't die and won't quit. They know. It's inevitable. So let's go to work.
The McDonald prophecy, the first team meeting. He was 12 months off. You heard him say it 9 months from now, but obviously it took 21 months. It's taken him 2 years to basically live out exactly what he laid out for the team whenever he started setting the culture of the McDonald era up there in Seattle. And then lo and behold, kickoff in the 30s. It will be rain. It's going to be hell for them. Just right for us or something like that. What a bar in there. I'll tell you, at the beginning of the video, I was worried. Okay, we've seen these coaches speak for the first time before.
That's right.
Just
saw one.
Jeff Hafley, congratulations.
Knocked it out of the park.
Go, baby coach. Baby coach.
He got emotional out there.
He did.
I don't know if anybody will ever get that right. Now, the Patriot people will tell you Vrabel did get it right.
Yes, he did.
Hafley obviously did get it right as well, but that's our first time really seeing McDonald address the team. So I immediately put myself in the team meeting room. Okay, let's hear what this guy's about. And he starts with, and it's like, oh no, this guy's a doofus. He's not going to be able to do anything. And then as he continued to go there, and they started showcasing what it was, and we've witnessed what has happened. You're talking about setting a culture and a precedent on exactly what I'm looking for. Hey, it's going to be hell. That's what we like, okay? We're never going to quit. That is who we are. We're dogs, basically, is what is in this room. And he knows that a lot of these people potentially in that first team meeting aren't going to be there whenever the regular season starts. There's probably only, I don't know how many it ended up being, but he knows a portion of that room is not going to make it. And as soon as he says these words, there's going to be people out there that are like, this is not this is not my type of place. But what he found was the people that said this is my type of place. And it feels like now that he has it already set in, anybody that goes to Seattle, especially with these types of videos being made public with the success that is happening, it's like you know the standard. Okay, he's been able to set a standard and set a culture immediately. And that first team meeting set it up. So whenever you talk about like home run preparation and planning for your first team meeting, when you become a head coach, what's the first thing you're going to say to the team? That's like what coaches fantasize about. That's what they think about. That's what they work about. Everybody wants to be a head coach of a team. Whenever you have that chance, what's the first thing you're telling your team? He had thought about that thousands of times before delivering it, and now he's living it, and now it's like the proof's in the pudding. So now everybody that ever comes here knows this is exactly how we do it, why we do it. What a hire by Schneider up there. He kicked Pete Carroll the hell out.
Exactly. Did.
No, we love Pete Carroll. Schneider probably says, I love Pete Carroll too. We just needed something new. And Pete Carroll came out on radio like a week after he got kicked out. Well, we thought it was just separating. A week later, he comes out on radio. He's like, I went in there, I fought hard for that job. I competed. You know, everything's a competition. This is what I think I could do. This is what we could do. So they had to make the decision and be like, hey, Pete, everybody loves you, right? You're kind of like the Mr. Rogers of football and everything like that. We love you. You know?
Yeah.
That's what had to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to go be a professor. Okay, see you later. That's going to happen. And also, we need to redo this entire place. Now, not the entirety. We had a misunderstanding, I guess. I have been corrected by people from within.
I think that was exaggerated, too.
Yes.
I don't think we just made that up and ran with it. Like, that is what was being presented, is this guy came in and he's painting
over the walls.
Yeah,
so we were told the walls are being painted over. I guess that was exaggerated. So we were a part of talking about, like, hey, that's, like, stupid. I think that's stupid to kind of bury your history just because you weren't a part of it. I think that's a bad idea. But I think that what they were trying to do, and it's obviously worked, they're hosting.
The Mike McDonald culture talk is real, though. You can tell Seattle fully bought in. That first team meeting video shows confidence, identity, and belief. That stuff actually matters in the playoffs, especially at home. This doesn't feel fake. It feels earned.
The NFC Championship game against another NFC West team. So you would say their road to getting there probably harder than maybe everybody else in the NFC too. So when you talk about dominance, going on the road and crushing people, it's like obviously their culture's there. I think they did say we got to hit a little bit of a reset here.
It was unbelievable. Him being a DC, becoming the head coach and still calling plays like a DC too. Like Mike McDonald, and we talk about this all the time with like the Coach of the Year award. Like he should win it, but you can make that case for all four of the coaches that are left. 2.5 points favored at home too. I mean, that is a ton of points for this Seattle team against the Rams. This is the game I feel like for me, even as a Patriots fan, that most people I think will look forward to.
Well, and primetime game, obviously, because they're over there in the. I mean,
way over.
They're way over,
and that's why. Okay, we
don't want to just point out the obvious, but we're part of the problem too. We understand that, but we're even more left than most people talking on a day-to-day in the sports world. We're over our 20-minute flight away from them, so we're much closer. Even I'd say, and it's still for us so far out there.
Yeah, so far.
So we apologize. I assume it's beautiful. I've been up there for the University of Washington. It's gorgeous. There's that
Rainier.
That stadium.
There it is. Mount Rainier. Yeah, the stadium is beautiful.
Right.
Great mountains, in the back and the views. And
Huge
everything.
sound.
It's like in the city too. Yeah.
And what's the thing? The
needle.
The needle. The thing.
Space needle. Yeah.
That thing's awesome. Stanford Steve, he was out there and he said, "Whoa, there's a whole
Yeah.
thing."
You said the way it's built too is sweet for
The
fans.
Washington Stadium, and then the Seattle Stadium. Their stadium is built to be loud. So I got a lot of respect for the place. It's just so far. So for us, them being primetime, I think is like perfect for us, perfect for them especially. But when they have like a Monday night or a Thursday night game, think about that. That's a 5:30 start for them, Wade.
Yeah.
You got work, don't you? I mean, don't people have work?
Yeah.
Cities have traffic and everything like that during the week. So them being the fan base that they are, I think they have to be a little bit extra committed as well up there. So we respect and appreciate it. Happy they're all the way back. And they were on display. Quake. There was earthquake.
5 of them.
Yeah,
five
Richter
different
scale.
5
Shaheeds.
different seismic activities during the game. Yeah, Shaheeds was the biggest, but like we haven't heard that since the Legion of Boom was there, and that I think is the biggest thing. We were talking about last year, or maybe it wasn't last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, with multiple times in a season opposing teams coming in and being able to hear their chants on the broadcast. Like they had no home field advantage.
But also that they were on display during divisional.
Yes, they were.
They were on display. We had a lot of great home field advantages on display. I think the NFL represented. Because like college football, the atmosphere is going to always outweigh NFL football. Okay, that's just kind of how it's always been in the football conversations. Now, NFL is the number 1 sport on earth. College football is the number 2 sport on earth. That is just what ratings say. That is what everything says. In this,
I saw a video that said a lot of that was fake.
That's not real.
Yeah, a lot of that AI.
Some is real. It was more like 7 feet of snow, I guess. But anyway, but all 4 of those games, New England, Denver, Seattle, and Chicago, like those being outside in the elements, I think does add a bit to the environment when you're watching it.
Well, then also Denver, I mean, we got great home field advantages taking place here this weekend. I think it's good for ball as a whole.
Yeah, big time. And then you look at the Super Bowl. Like, we got an outdoor Super Bowl this year, you know, and that could play a massive factor, especially when you think about, you know, the quarterbacks. All of them do have a ton of experience playing outdoors. Matthew Stafford, we saw maybe not as much in the cold, but still a ton just outside in general. Like, that will be huge going forward.
Do we know if there's any other electromagnetic super facilities around anybody else doing any sporting stuff?
There was a report of one. I can't remember what team had it, but yeah, it's getting looked into.
Yeah, the electrical substations, if you have one near any of your facilities, even just near your house. Like if there's one near your house, I'd be worried getting out of your car.
Overall, this conversation shows how much emotion and momentum drive playoff football. Betting lines, weather, crowd noise, and belief all matter just as much as talent. Teams that trust their identity usually perform better in these moments. Seattle especially feels like a team playing with confidence and purpose right now. When you mix culture, home field advantage, and a loud crowd, that's dangerous for anyone walking into that stadium. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.